Hello besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori. If you're new, we are here to talk about my July TBR. And if you're wondering what delusion looks like, here she is. Why, you might ask? Because I am participating in the summer reading challenge that I'm hosting called Romantasyathon. It's still going on. We have all of July if you'd like to join us. All of the details are linked down below. We have 35 romantasy reading prompts that we're trying to get through in June and July. June, I read 15 books. My best reading month of the year so far. What does that mean? That means we have 18 books that we have to read in the month of July.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
To complete this 35 prompt challenge, and I'm here to tell you I believe I can read 18 books in the month of July. I've done it before.
It's been a while though.
So let's talk about the TBR that I'm really excited for, that I think will get me through to the end of this reading challenge. We'll start off with a strong one. It gets released tomorrow. Y'all best believe I am running to Barnes & Noble to pick this up. That is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I read Powerless earlier this year. It wasn't my favorite. Romance was a 4-star, loved the romance of that book. The plot was like a 2-star. However, we were left on such a massive cliffy. I'm very excited to see where the series goes in this second book. So Reckless by Lauren Roberts is on our TBR. The first book had training scenes up the wazoo, also a deadly competition. I feel like everyone knows about Powerless, so I'm not gonna go super deep into that first book. I have my only carryover from my TBR in June, and that's only because I thought my Libby hold for this audiobook would come in June, and it didn't. It says that I only have 2 weeks left until the audiobook becomes available. So we have Furyborn by Claire Legrand. When I hauled this recently, so many peeps commented and said, Furyborn, this series, the Imperium series, I think? The Imperium trilogy is a favorite series of theirs. We have a secret heir. In this one, we have one of the hidden, like, prophesized queens as our main character, a queen of light and a queen of blood. To prove she's the sun queen, Riel must endure 7 elemental magic trials. If she fails, she will be executed unless the trials kill her first. I love a deadly competition. I love a hidden heir, a prophesized heir. I also want to learn more about this queen of blood. I'm intrigued. Speaking of elemental magic, the last book in the Elemental trilogy by Sherry Thomas is on my July TBR. That is The Immortal Heights. I have been obsessed with this series, y'all. It's such a good YA series. It has incredible elemental magic. We have a lightning bearer as our main girly pop in this. She can also control fire and earth. If you liked the Air Awakened series, I think you would like this one as well. This is the finale, so I won't go into the synopsis for this, but truly this has been such a treat. I never thought that I would binge read this trilogy, and here we are. This starts off as a hate to friends to lovers. There is romantic, like, tension between our two main characters throughout all of the books. In this one, they're truly starting to get into that, like, lovers element, I would say. So I think I'm going to use this for my friends to lovers prompt for Romantasyathon. Then we have a book that I started last night and I'm already halfway through. So I started this on the last day of June, but I'm going to finish it hopefully today, the first day of July, because how stunning would that be? To start off the first day of the month, finishing a book. And if y'all are new to my channel, you know that I scream about Helen Scher with every other breath that I take. This is Shadow and Storms by Helen Scher. It is the finale book in the Legends of Thesmar series, which I'm obsessed with. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm very emotional about this book. I am having the time of my life. I'm reading it so fast. I'm not ready for this to be the finale book with these characters because I love Wilder and Thea literally so much. I love the found family in this. This series, all of the books, besides this one, is enemies to lovers. It gives hate to love as well. There's so many training scenes. There's a one horse trope. There's a hidden heir, like secret heir. There are artifacts of power. Like, you could use this series for so many of the romantasy prompts. It's also a Tori favorite, 100%, no question. So we will be finishing her, and I'm not ready for it, but it's gonna happen. Then we have a book. I've been a little bit hesitant about fae romantasies recently because I've just read so many between May and June. I accidentally read 100% Romantasy in May. It happens with me. I also read 100% Romantasy in June, and I'm finding I'm hitting a wall with Fae Romantasy at this point. However, this past weekend we had our June 48-hour readathon for Romantasyathon. Erin from Booked and Busy picked this book up, screamed, cried, threw up about it. She immediately went on to the second book. It's a duology. So this is Nectar of the Wicked by Ella Fields. Our main girly pop is a changeling, and she's looking to figure out her past. She wants to know more about her parents, her lineage, and so she has this wicked fae that comes into her life, offers her a deal. They begin a seductive game of cat and mouse. I am his prey, his treasure, a perfect pet. He offers a trade. He'll take me to the fairy realms to assist in my search for the truth of who I am. In return, I must agree to marry him. Marriage of convenience, forced proximity. The other thing that really pulled me towards this is when Erin said the fae in this have like elements of vampirism, and I was like, okay, give me a unique fae story, and I'm here for it, and I will likely enjoy it. Don't yell at me for this next one. I already know that I've been saying I'm gonna read this for the past like couple months, and I like just literally haven't prioritized it. But it's time now, and I feel that having the physical book is going to help me, because this book has been staring at me, giving me the dirty looks, giving me the side eye, because I've said I'm gonna read her so many times and I haven't. But I got the physical copy last month, and now it's gonna happen. So that is Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This book has been taking the reading world by storm. I feel like the hype has gotten to me to the point where it like scared me, and that's why I haven't read it yet. I'm gonna stop coming up with excuses though. It happened in July. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna have a great time. And then a couple books that I don't have physically, I'm planning on reading them on Kindle Unlimited or audiobooks. The first audiobook that I have is Magic Bites. This is the first book in the Kate Daniels series by Alana Andrews. Now, when I read Angel's Blood and I couldn't shut up about it, and I said, please give me all of the urban fantasy recommendations, y'all said say less. Y'all said, here you go, bestie. Here's all of the urban fantasy that is absolute top tier that you need to read. I'm here to tell you, I listened, I'm screaming, crying, throwing up. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Magic Bites is happening. I'm very excited. I'm also super excited because I learned that Alana Andrews is a husband and wife duo that said, let me just clickety clack on my computer and we're gonna write a fantasy romance series together. And I was like, that's the cutest thing I've ever freaking heard. I'm here for it. Rogue mages have thrown a wrench into this world. They're casting magic. All of a sudden these monsters appeared. Technology is on the fritz. Then the magic abates a little bit. It disappears. Things are still crazy and hectic. Our main character's name is Kate Daniels. She's a down on her luck mercenary who makes her living cleaning up these magical problems, but when Kate's guardian is murdered, her quest for justice draws her into a power struggle between two strong factions of Atlanta's magic circles: the Masters of the Dead, necromancers who can control vampires, and the Pack, a paramilitary clan of shapeshifters. They blame each other for a series of bizarre killings, and the death of Kate's guardian may be part of the same mystery. And speaking of paranormal romance slash urban fantasy, I'm going to be continuing with the Guild Hunters series. I have the audiobook for Archangel's Consort. That is the third book in the Guild Hunters series. I cannot get enough of Elena and Raphael. Although the first book was a 5-star for me. Second book wavered a little bit. I'm excited for the third book to see where we go next. So that's happening. I will leave the vlog linked down below for when I read Angel's Blood and literally screamed about it. I was so annoying about it. If you've seen my Instagram, I'm annoying about it there too. It is a series that's about angels and vampires and archangels. Archangels powerful enough to like literally be gods, and we also have another assassin slash paranormal hunter main character named Elena, who is just everything. Okay, the last two. I have Book of Azrael by Amber Nicole. This is our Who Did This To You book club pick for July. That is the book club that I run on Fable, where we vote every month together on the fantasy romance book that we would like to read. It's very casual. We just chit chat as we read throughout the month. That is linked down below if you would like to join us. Even if you're not participating in a romantasyathon and you want to read the Book of Azrael with us, you are more than welcome, bestie. We would love to have you. The Book of Azrael also has to deal with a world. It seems like a war-ridden society that is trying to recover and struggling to do so. There was the Gods' War, and after that took place, broken down society, the main leader of that world decided to take a step back, take a break from YouTube, if you will. He locked himself away, hiding from the world. He denied his crown, his responsibilities, leaving the very ones who needed him the most to deal with the fallout of the death of their homeworld. Now, an attack on those he holds dear sends him back to the realm he never wished to visit again, into the sights of an enemy he thought imprisoned eons ago. We also have our main girly pop, Diana, who gave up her life in the deserts of Eoria to save her dying sister. She called upon anyone who would listen, not expecting a monster far worse than any nightmare to answer. Now she does what Caden asks, even if that means securing an ancient relic from the very creatures that hunt her. It sounds nefarious, it sounds like high stakes, and it sounds like gods meddling with humans, which we love. This one's also definitely going to count for an artifact of power. Like, that trope just screams right from the description. I'm sure that there will be other tropes that this one fits into as well, but we'll learn that together. And then the last book that is on my July TBR that I have been meaning to read actually for the last like 2 months, Beyond the Aching Door. This is a book that's on Kindle Unlimited. I've been seeing it everywhere. My bestie, Katie from Katie's Book Nook, recommended it to me. She said that it's giving A Study in Drowning vibes, but make it adult. So A Study in Drowning is like a it's a folky fantasy about an evil fairy king who's very, very creepy. It borders on horror, but it's not like overly scary. It gives dark academia vibes. It gives very gothic. It was incredible. All of those things sound good to you. I highly, highly recommend A Study in Drowning. I gave it 5 stars. When she told me it was that book, but make it adult, I think Beyond the Aching Door must be a little bit spicy. So even though this is fae, I have high hopes for it because it's been a while since I've read a book that has that like tone and mood to it. So the actual description of this book: a mortal journalist, a mysterious series of drownings, an exiled fae king, a forgotten fate song, a single desperate chance to save magic from extinction. All Reagan Maeve Overhill wants is to survive another October. It's the anniversary of the worst thing that ever happened to the unsolved disappearance of her father nearly 2 decades ago, but when mysterious drownings grip the city of Philadelphia, Reagan sets her mourning rituals aside for a career-making opportunity to lead her newspaper's investigation. Her hunt for answers takes her to the city's shadowy places where magical beings appear in the puddles, the fair folk offer bargains, and magic is very, very real. When Reagan uncovers a startling connection to her father's disappearance, she knows she can't just return to her normal life without finding the truth. So those are my 10 books that are officially on my July TBR. I'm giving myself a little bit of wiggle room to mood read as I see fit. That was my strategy in June, and it worked really well for me. I'm just gonna throw this out there, completely exposing myself. I have started to dabble in the Wattpad journey of Link and Zelda fanfic because I'm obsessed. Well, I'm obsessed with Breath of the Wild, but I just started playing Tears of the Kingdom, and I just needed like to read one of their romance stories. So that might be happening in one of the vlogs in July. Let me know down below if you'd like me to include those. If not, I will just stay hiding under my covers reading my Link and Zelda fanfic on Wattpad on my iPad, and we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching, friends. If you have any of these books on your July TBR, please let me know. If you've read any of these books, if you've loved any of these books, let me know down below. I need the hype, I need the motivation, because we're here to read at least 18 books in July to finish this summer reading challenge strong. I will catch you in the comments. I will see you in my next video. Toodles, friends.